Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Texas Deacon here. Today's date is April the 20th, 2014, Sunday. Yesterday was Saturday, April the 19th. And as I have done on every April the 19th for the last 20 years, I joined in the memorial services at Mount Carmel, or for Mount Carmel, in Waco, Texas. Before I went to the services and we had a new individual with us who had never been, I took him out to Mount Carmel and showed him what's left out there, which is nothing really of the original. Anyway, so then we went to the memorial services, and every year at the memorial services they read the names of the 82 Branch Davidians and the 4 ATF agents that died out there. As you will recall, 6 of the Branch Davidians died when the government made the raid, and 4 ATF agents also died that day. The rest died when they burned it on April the 19th. Now they have a list here. They have photos on one side, and there's a little bit of a list here. Now, they've got the children and the teenage ones separate from the adults. And Clive Doyle always reads the list, and it's hard for him. You can feel his pain to have to. He knew these people. These were a big extended family out there. They relied on each other. They lived in the same building. They ate at the same table. They were one big happy family, and to lose so many of them. And one of them was his actual blood daughter. I think she was 18, if I remember correctly. And I'm sure he loved all the others just almost as much as he loved her. And you read over some of these and you see the children, age 6, age 2, a couple of 1.5-year-old children. Here you got another age 2. Then you have 2 that they list. That's what they call trauma-born. Their mother was pregnant and they died in the fire, but they gave birth during the fire. And then the babies, if they were born alive, they died. And then another age 2. Now, there were 6 or 7 elderly ladies that David Koresh had removed from Mount Carmel to a trailer park a couple 3 miles away. He had done this a couple 3 months earlier because of the cold weather. The building at Mount Carmel was not a very strong building. It was poorly insulated, and it was virtually impossible to heat and cool the whole thing. In fact, if you'll do your research, you'll find out that David Koresh's bedroom was the only one that was heated and cooled. Hey, the leaders always live a little better. Anyway, but the rest of them, there were some warm rooms, like in the kitchen there was warm. If you want to get warm, go there. But the bedrooms themselves were not heated or cooled. Anyway, concern for these ladies that had a little age on them, because David took in some older people, I guess some unwanted people that had no place else to go. And he was concerned about the condition just might not be that good. Even though the state of Texas said there was nothing wrong with conditions at Mount Carmel, he had a real love and concern for these ladies and moved them. And so by him moving them, they did not have to go through the assault or anything else. Now, there were approximately 50 people at this year's memorial service. and that is not enough. I have personally made a commitment to bring some more people next year, and I ask that everybody there make that same commitment. The services usually last about 4 hours there on just on the north part of Waco, off of Interstate 35. And if you know anybody or interested yourself, come next year. Go out to Mount Carmel, look around. They will let you in. No problem. And then attend the services. And there's always someone that says, hey, that was 21 years ago. When are you going to forget about it? Hey, we still remember Pearl Harbor. We still remember World War I, don't we? World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and they all happened long before Mount Carmel. Some of us will never forget. We have a tyrannical government that's running wild, and we know what's going on up in Nevada now, and also along the Red River, Texas. So we have got to be vigilant. We cannot just sit back and do nothing. And stand up and be counted, and attend the memorial services next year at Mount Carmel or Waco. And I have a scripture reading. The scripture reading is Genesis chapter 4, verse 8 through 11. Now Cain talked with Abel. This is the story of Cain and Abel. If you recall that Cain slew Abel because Cain had offered an inferior sacrifice or offering to the Lord, and Abel had offered the best sacrifice he could, offered of his firstborn. So Cain was angry, and God, if you read the story, you'll find out that God talked to Cain and said, why are you angry, or why is your countenance low? Your sacrifice was not good enough. You can change, you can make it a good one. But apparently, Cain didn't want to. So, starting out at verse 8. Now Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, where is your brother? And Cain said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? And God said, what have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. When you are at Mount Carmel, you can feel the voice of those people, all 86 of them that died out there, crying from the ground for justice, for the truth. Once we get to the truth of what happened out there, then there can begin a healing, but not before. Until next April 19th, and for now, may God continue to bless and forgive the United States of America. May God continue to bless the Republic of Texas. May God continue to bless you and yours. And may God give his peace to the survivors of Mount